This week, President Trump announced new tariffs on steel imports, parts of a plan he says will boost manufacturing here in the U.S. Those tariffs are expected to go into effect in about a month. Fox 43's Marshall Keeley spoke to a global trade expert to break down what this means for Pennsylvania steel producers and the potential impact on prices.
President Donald Trump is revisiting his 2018 tariffs on steel imports. Steel coming from outside the United States will be taxed at a minimum of 25% beginning March 12th, after the president removed exemptions.
Any steel coming into the United States is going to have a 25% tariff.
The American Iron and Steel Institute says the tariffs could impact the nation's four biggest sources of steel: Canada, Brazil, Mexico, and South Korea. Economic leaders in Canada, the nation's largest source of steel imports, fired back this week, calling Trump a destabilizing force in the global economy.
Those countries are going to face a pretty big impact in being able to sell their steel here. Other countries are going to retaliate. They're going to find products in the United States that they impose tariffs on as well.
The new tariffs are part of the president's plan to improve domestic manufacturing and level the playing field in international trade. While industry executives say the move will benefit steel production in the U.S., including U.S. Steel in Pittsburgh, Penn State International Business professor Terrence Gay says other industries could suffer.
Companies that use steel and aluminum are going to face additional costs. And that means that companies that export machinery, and Pennsylvania exports more machinery than we export steel, are going to be affected by that.
Gay expects the increased material costs will translate to higher prices on everything from construction to consumer electronics to automobiles.
Car companies are going to find a huge impact, which will probably have to be passed on to consumers. Even if they buy domestic steel, there's a reason why many cases they haven't, because they have found it more expensive or inferior in quality.
The president suggests new steel mills could open in the U.S. to avoid the tariffs.
That's not something that can be done in a period of months. That takes a lot of years, and companies need to have the certainty that this steel tariff will stay in place for a long period of time before they invest tens or hundreds of millions of dollars in new factories.
Marshall Keeley, Fox 43 News.